Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Ashley Davis along with Trent Haston from the Roby family of companies. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's andrewroby.com, or you can always find us at the wbt.com homepage. Trent, before the break, we talked about, we kind of teased what's coming up on the show, outdoor kitchens, granite, other things you can use, tile, stonework. We're now joined by Reed Harkey with Harkey Tile and Stone. Reed, thanks so much for being here, buddy.
Thank you, Ashley, and thank you, Trent. Appreciate you guys having me on.
So it is another weekend in January. It's going to be, 65, 66 degrees today. People are thinking...
it's supposed to be icy.
It's supposed to be. That was 2 weeks ago. And we're all still paying for that in some way with our kids having been home and probably gotten sick or something. But people are thinking now they want to get outdoors, and there's nothing better to do with that. And when you want to get outdoors in your backyard is have an outdoor kitchen. And I know you're seeing a lot of that now, and you guys do a lot of that work.
We sure do, Ashley. I mean, if like at our house, Panthers Day, I mean, everybody's crowded outside, wanting to be outside in this warm weather. We live in a part of the country that, we can have days like today that in January that's 65 degrees, and everybody wants to be outside. The guy wants to get out there and use his grill and see that flame. So one of the fastest growing parts of our business is the outdoor living spaces and specifically outdoor kitchens.
Right, and Trent, I know that's a big segment, a growing segment for the Andrew Roby Company. We do a lot of that work, and we generally partner with Reed and his team just because the service, the quality that they offer at Harkey Tile and Stone is very similar to what we do at Andrew Roby.
Yeah, I mean, I preach on my pulpit up here on the show, and when I hit the streets every day of my life, that we're selling an experience, and the end product better be great. But getting to the end product is what makes it great, and that's why we love working with Harkey, and that's why, quite frankly, Reed Harkey and Trent Haston are best friends, and we have been for 15 years because we think alike, and we stand behind the quality and what it takes to have quality correctly. So when we do outdoor spaces, it's the same as indoor spaces. We want a partner. We want the all-star team, and that's what Harkey is. But they also bring the experience. As Clay was on earlier, Clay's going to be on with us, and we might touch on this, but I told Clay we were going to talk about stone on the show. He builds these big stone buildings. He said, I don't know anything about stone. And I think our company and our firm knows a lot about stone. That's kind of tongue-in-cheek hearsay, but we leave that to our partner, and that's why we have the right partner. So when we use outdoor spaces, you might do a different finish, or there might be certain products you don't want to use because they're going to stain because of the water or the weather.
Yeah, Trent, we're in a part of a country where we get a lot of freeze-thaw cycles. If you think about it, if you're up north, you might get into a deep freeze and stay that way for a couple months. Freeze-thaw is really tough on products, as most people know, especially stone and tile. So you have to use the right product outdoors. We use granite. Granite's okay outside. Marble is not in this part of the country.
Right.
Travertine onyx is not a good idea outside. Even the new man-made quartz products is not a good product for outdoors. There's a new product actually coming around first generation called Dectine. It's by a company called Silestone that a lot of people have heard of. They're in the quartz business, but it's like if you can envision a huge slab-sized piece of porcelain tile. So it is impervious to the weather, and you can get it. They can screen print on it, make it look like Calcutta marble or really anything you want. So there's some exciting new products for outdoors on the way, in process right now.
Right, and that's what I always love about talking with you, Reed. And in full disclosure, you did my outdoor kitchen. Beautiful piece of granite.
Full
we put
disclosure, audience.
So if you're listening now, you want to know more about Harkey Tile and Stone, it's really easy. HarkeyTileandStone.com. That's HARKEY, tileandstone.com, or give Reed a call, 704-334-0512. Can you just maybe real quick, Reed, give folks an idea? They got an outdoor space. They don't know what to do. Maybe they got a little fire pit or something. They want to build that out. What's that process like? Obviously, they need somebody like Andrew Roby to build it, but is it the same process when you go to do your countertops outside as it would be if you're going to build a kitchen indoors?
It's very similar to the indoor process. Obviously, like we said before, we got to have the right product. We have to have the right substrate and structure built. If it's an uncovered area, you're not going to use indoor wood products as the structure, and that's why professionals like Andrew Roby would be great to help you figure that out. Once we come in, we template just like we do an indoor kitchen, and a lot of times we'll wrap the we call it a waterfall, where we wrap the side. You basically have a wall of stone on one side or the other, so it's looking more like an outdoor manly space.
Yes.
So you do the veneer or the side of it is for aesthetic reasons, correct?
Correct, and also washability. I mean, you can bring your hose over there and just hose it all down. So that's another cool thing. And like you mentioned earlier, the finishes. We have a leathered finish.
Yeah.
It's really cool. A chiseled edge for outdoor uses. It's just you can do a lot more outside than you can inside and be in keeping with the area.
And having that type of kind of consultation with your team, I found to be hugely helpful, because I just thought, we'll get some granite, put it on there, look like the kitchen, and you asked me, what about leathered? What about this chiseled edge? And we did a stone veneer around the side of it, and having that chiseled edge, it gives it this unbelievable look that I wouldn't have if it was just a smooth kind of rounded bullnose or something.
Yeah, and first, several years ago when outdoor spaces started getting popular, polished, the shiny granite was what most people were using. Well, we kind of found out real quick, pollen in the air, leaves, pine needles, any little thing really shows up on a shiny polished surface. That's why we've gone more to recommending the leathered and the honed finishes outside.
Is that why I got to grow my bangs out in the fall, because the pollen shows up on my shiny forehead?
That's it, Trent.
You should leather up that forehead a little bit, buddy.
You think? Can I come by your shop this afternoon and you give me a little leather finish?
We'll
on
get
that
one of the
nose?
guys to buff it.
You need to pull a Dusty Rhodes and start getting the razor blade out.
Yeah.
Get some marks on that.
Yeah, I
thing.
seen somebody posted an old from 1984 wrestling flyer on Facebook, and Dusty Rhodes is on there. Why were all those? I love you, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
But everybody on that flyer, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, and Nikita Koloff, I think they made them put makeup around their eyes, and their eyes look real dark.
I don't know. Only the bad guys, not the good guys. All right, we've got Reed Harkey with us. You're listening to the At Home with Roby show. Find out more at andrewroby.com. If you want to know more about Harkey Tile and Stone, go to harkeytileandstone.com or give Reed a call personally at 704-334-0512. Reed, so we talked about leathered, we talked about chiseled edge, we talked about the process. How do you make that space livable when people are out there? You see things in the outdoor kitchen, anything beyond that granite countertop that you could put in there, other things. I love the idea of that waterfall on the side. I had not thought about that. I've seen it indoors, never seen it outdoors.
Yeah, like I say, maybe like Trent said, it's mostly aesthetic, but you think about the practicality of being able to hose things off and not damage anything. So that's really cool. The other thing is lighting, and I know Roby Electric, can do a lot of outdoor lighting, under counter lighting, under your raised bar, outside, accent lighting. That's something else that's really cool.
Is it onyx that people like to light from the underside?
It is onyx. Is translucent, so you can backlight it and make it glow, but we don't usually put that outside.
Okay.
You could probably get away with that under a covered area that's not exposed to the weather, but when onyx or marble get wet and the water soaks in and then it freezes and it expands, it'll break it up over time.
Yeah, I was at a tailgate at one of your companies you do a lot of business. We do a lot of business with Walker Zanger, a good partner of yours, and they got some pretty pieces of onyx. And I said, bring the light over here and put it behind. And I said, man, when I do my house, I want to do some onyx. And they're like looking at me with four eyes, like, you going to do that in your kitchen? I said, no, something you do in the entertainment room or the
powder
man
room,
cave
your bar area, somewhere
Yeah.
people can see and really appreciate
Just
it.
give you a little pop.
Like a little work of art.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is. It's
We actually
beautiful.
have a customer, speaking of that, guy that's building a really big house down in the middle of South Carolina. He's a horse guy. Anyway, moved here from Connecticut. And he has several pieces of onyx. He had a metal frame built for him, the slab itself. So the whole slab is on the wall backlit as art. and that's what he's using it for, as a piece of art.
So you need artwork, you need countertops, you need tile. It's Harkey Tile and Stone. You have a little gallery over there, right?
Yeah, we do.
Change it from a showroom to when we come back, you hang with us for the next segment. I want to talk a little bit about that showroom because it's a great experience. HarkeyTileandStone.com is the email, 704-334-0512. You're listening to the At Home with Roby show. When we come back, we're going to move indoors with Reed and talk about that dream kitchen and that perfect countertop. Call us today or visit us at AndrewRoby.com. We'll be right back.